Maine citizens to run own railroad. When the Wiscasset, Waterville, and Farmington Railway Company decided to scrap its little 2-foot gauge line that rambles 44 miles up the Sheepscot River Valley in Maine, residents in the towns along its course decided they would buy the road and run it themselves. At a meeting, the townsfolk got together the last of the $50,000 required and assumed control.
I gotta go round those guys up. We'll meet back here around 11.
Oh, and they had a bunch of scenes that you could kind of go around and photograph. It was, yeah, I wish I had the equipment I have now back then, but anyway, yeah, it was kind of cool.
Oh, I'm gonna keep walking around.
I think we need some new movie lines.
Back in the early 1900s, there wasn't so much red tape on how old the boy had to be before he went to work for hire. If he were big enough, he was old enough. Manly Glidden said he was around 14 years old when he went to work for the narrow gauge railroad. Polly Glidden was about that age, and Alfred Ranor says he was only 13 when he went to work during school vacations on the section crew. After working summers for a few years, Alfred went up one night to see Alt Wentworth to ask for a job on the regular train as soon as an opening came up. "What do you think you could do?" Alt asked as he looked Alfred up and down. "I don't exactly know," Alfred answered, "but I sure would like to try." He said he expected from Alt's attitude that he had been turned down good and proper, and was pleasantly surprised to be hailed a few days later and told he could go to work as a brakeman the next Monday morning. As time went on, Alt often called on Alfred to help him with freight, and sometimes showed him a lot of the ins and outs of being a conductor, so it was only natural when Alt retired for Alfred to take his place. Workmen on the narrow gauge were never very concerned anyway about who worked where, or whether the fireman took the place of the engineer, or the brakeman acted as conductor. The Albion crew was always swapping places, and, in case of an emergency, any one of the men could serve in practically any place on the train. Major wrecks when the engine went off the track we can well imagine stopped all operations on the railroad for at least a time, but I always wondered what happened when they had a minor wreck, like the time at head tide when they lost a cream car and another car in the river. Did they go off and leave it and report it at the next station, or did they stay around until the cars were retrieved or whatever happened to them? Alfred Ranor was conductor at the time they lost 2 boxcars at head tide, so he was able to tell me. He says he walked back to the station and telephoned Sam Sewell, who sent up a relief car and maintenance car from Wiscasset, while he and Earl took the rest of the train and hightailed it for Albion. Got there on schedule, too.